Hola a todos, bienvenido a esta clase de español en línea. In today's video, we are gonna talk about the cultural part of learning a language. So we are gonna have 5 different questions with different situations. What could happen when we are traveling in Spain or Latin America? Sometimes learning a language is not just learning the grammar, it's also learning the cultural part. So this is part of learning grammar and learning cultural things. Because if you are traveling to another country, and it's better to have a mistake in grammar than having a mistake in a cultural part. This is something that I learned this year when I was doing a master degree. So talking about this part, better to have a grammar mistake than a cultural mistake. People can say like okay, and they can laugh about your grammar mistake, but not in the other way when it's a cultural part. So let's go with the first question. ¿Qué harías en estas situaciones? What would you do in these situations? So remember, there are going to be 5 questions, and I will invite you to answer in every single one. What would you do? Or maybe what a Latin American do? Estás en México y te invitan a una fiesta que empieza a las 8. ¿A qué hora llegas? So you are in Mexico and someone will invite you to a party that starts at 8 p.m. So what time do you arrive? And actually, it's not just Mexico, it's just for example, it's in all Latin America, included Spain as well. So what would you do? ¿A qué hora llegas? What time do you arrive? At 7:55, because it's always important to be punctual. At 8:15, so you don't want to be the first one in arriving, or at 9 p.m., because arriving late is normal in this kind of parties. So what would you do? Pretty sure many people will say, oh, 7:55, 8:15. No, the answer is 9, or maybe later. Even for me, this one is difficult. Even I'm from Peru, so sometimes I'm invited to a party or a meeting, and then I'm arriving 15 minutes late because I know that everybody will arrive late, but then everybody's arriving like an hour late or and a half late. And actually, it's normal. So nobody's expecting an apology, or nobody's expecting like, hey, I will give an excuse. So it's normal that they are arriving at that time. So, número 2. Estás en Argentina y alguien intenta darte 2 besos, and someone tries to give you 2 kisses on the cheek, en la mejilla, for saying hello. So what would you do? ¿Le das solo uno, like you would do in another Spanish-speaking countries? B, le das 2 besos también. So you will give him or her also 2 kisses because it's a local tradition. Or C, te inclinas para evitar el contacto. So you lean back to avoid the contact. Porque no estás seguro de cómo actuar. So you are not sure how to act. So what would you do? So in this one, is happening more in Argentina, because in Argentina it's common to give 2 kisses. In Peru, in other countries, Bolivia and Mexico, it's just 1 kiss, boy and girl, girl and boy. Yeah, girls and girls as well. So what is happening in Argentina? Le das 2 besos también. So no, it's normal to do that in Argentina. So giving 2 kisses when you are greeting someone. So, número 3. En Chile. So you're in Chile. Someone offers you un once. So what do you think that that means? Once. Yeah, the number. A. So they refer to the number 11 in any important context. So you're thinking, oh, let's go for an once. Vamos por un once. So, 2. going for drinking something like a tea and eating something salty or sweet. Or C, that is a like a kind of game. So this is also new for me. Yeah. So what is exactly once is going for drinking something. Normally that happens between 5 to 7 p.m. Yeah, it's before dinner sometimes, and actually that starts in during the colony. Like many people in Chile, they were going to for drinking alcohol. The name is aguardiente, and because they were not trying to say let's go for drinking aguardiente, so they were saying let's go for once. Why once? Because aguardiente, that word aguardiente has 11 letters. So this is something that I read as well, like an anthropologist was saying about that. So really interesting. Número 4. Estás en un mercado en Perú and quieres comprar algo. You want to buy something, but the price, el precio te parece alto. So the price seems like a little high. So what would you do? A, you ask if it's possible to bargain or to bargain. B, you accept the price without asking. Or C, you go for looking for another product in another place. So what would you do? A, pregunta si es posible bajar el precio. So that is normally happening like in markets where you can bargain. So it's normal, like, it's acceptable to bargain. So if you're gonna notice like the price is a little expensive, so you can do that. Of course, you're not gonna do that in a store where they're selling clothes like a proper store, but that could happen like the bargaining part in a small market, in a market in general, where you can find also fruits, vegetables. Let's go to the next question. Cinco, and the last one as well. So, estás en México y tienes que rechazar una invitación, and you have to reject an invitation. So somebody's telling you like, let's go for a drink, let's go for a party. So how would you do that? A, you say no because it's better to be clear. B, you say something like, perhaps maybe the next time, or you just look for an excuse. Or C, just you ignore the invitation and you don't say anything. So the answer is B. So this is normally happening. Like you don't say no. That one feels a little harsh in Latin American countries, in Spain, like saying no. So we are not normally like direct. Normally, what we are doing is saying an excuse or maybe saying no, maybe the next time. Yeah. So with these 5 questions, and maybe more that we can do as well in Spanish lessons, like they also doing some grammar part, not just the cultural thing. So this is something that you need to learn just to avoid the culture shock that can happen when you are traveling. Yeah, also for me, when I was teaching students, sometimes they were during my Spanish lessons in person. I remember like one day one student told me, "Hey Frank, in Spanish, ¿quieres chocolate?" And I say, "Gracias." And this student was just taking his chocolate and eating by himself. Actually, he was from Germany. So I was like, where is my chocolate? My chocolate? Yeah. Then another day with another student, something similar, all of them from Germany. And then I noticed for another situation that in Germany, gracias means no. So here in Latin America, depending where you are, actually, if you are in Peru or in Mexico, in some places, gracias has a meaning of yes, I want. So in that way, it's better to be clear if you want something. So you can say, sí, gracias. Or if you don't want, you can say, no, gracias. People will hear more the first word, yes or no, sí or no. So I hope these questions and these explanations helps you like to avoid that culture shock. Okay, see you in another video. Bye.